It's Juvenis.
If love is everything. If don't hold it back. Well, viewers, this is where the celebrities connect. And if you want to see your celebrities one-on-one, this is the station to watch. Now, don't change that dial. Keep watching Juvenis. And also, keep buying Juvenis.
Following in the footsteps of Nigeria's Minister of Information and Communication, Mr. Lai Mohammed, who said that a technology that lets the government shut down social media at will needs to be developed.
Two things: smartphone and data. Smartphone, and the young ones we are talking, don't even watch television, don't listen to radio, you don't read newspapers, and you'll be shocked that if you start arguing with your own daughter or your own son, she will be quoting as a Bible to social media. So, Mr. Chairman, sir, the long and short, sir, is that I've said is that we need a policy on national policy on social media. We need also to empower the various ministers of information on how to deal with social media, and we need technology to be able to shut down at will social media, which becomes a menace to the country's security.
Nigerian actor turned politician DesmondElliot, representing Surulere constituency at the Lagos State National Assembly, has said that social media use should be curbed by the government. Not only did he bash the Nigerian youth while calling for this ban, he also said the country Nigeria should be decentralized from the top down. That is to say, each state should be a region on its own. State governments should regulate their own policies, as they are now clearly on their own. He made these statements and more at the plenary session of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Recall that he had earlier denied claims that he called for this ban. However, video recording of his speech has hit the internet. According to him, the narrative and global trend of the recent EndSARS protest and massacre of the Nigerian citizens that followed it would have been minimized or controlled if celebrities and influencers have not pushed the movement on their social media platforms. The 46-year-old honorable asked the Nigerian youth to venture into politics if they really want change, because apparently the leadership cannot stand the abuse courses that comes with bad leadership. He addressed this by stating that Nigeria has lost our culture, as children do not respect their elders by demanding accountability from them. You don't believe me? Watch this short clip of his speech.
When I went through the comments, I could not believe it, Mr. Speaker. The curses, the abuses from children. And I ask myself, is this Nigeria? What is going on? Children cursing, people having the effrontery to enter an Oba's palace, hold the staff of office. Culture is gone. Mr. Speaker, in the next 5 years, there will be no Nigeria.
Honorable sir, most of these hoodlums that looted and processed thugs are not on social media. Moreover, if you cannot withstand the heat of leadership, if you do not want the judgments and tantrums that comes with bad leadership, please resign or do better. I so submit. Nigerians have in turn responded to the Honorable Minister using social media with hashtag DesmondElliot, currently topping the Nigerian trend list on Twitter as at the time of this report. Top artist Davido took to his official Twitter handle to say this. He said DesmondElliot has destroyed all the precious childhood memories he gave us in movies. Honestly, the comments under this is hilarious. So give me a moment to laugh and cry. Likewise, professional footballer John Ogo tweeted. He said DesmondElliot just called was all children. The same social media I used in campaigning. Now we have all turned children in his eyes. Actress Lala Akindoju also gave her own opinion, tweeting this. She said, "Honestly, I am more than disappointed in DesmondElliot. I'm so shocked. Anyway, we've been praying that God should expose the rich state of mind of our leaders." Dr. Olufumilayo also said, "By the way, being an actor is not equal to being daft." He said Ronald Reagan was an actor and one of the top 5 American presidents of all time. So a daft person will be daft, even if they walk as a waiter in the temple of wisdom. See, if you do not feel this one, I don't think there's any sob you can feel again in your life. I swear it down. Okay, while some other individuals are urging members of his constituency to recall him from office. In a new development, and following the backlash received on his speech, Honorable DesmondElliot took to his Twitter page to offer an explanation on his intent for the speech that he gave. We await Nigeria's reaction to this. So, share your opinion by leaving a comment. Please subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching.
And also for the kind of thing I do. I watching it over and over again, I can see why or where people thought it meant regulating the social media space. That was not in any way, categorically in any way what I meant. I never meant.
Shut the hell up, liar.
When I do things in my constituency, I put it up in the social media space. Go out there, ask for that. Besides, freedom of expression is a concept. It's constitutional. So I could never have called for the social media space to be regulated. No.
Okay, you say you're not calling for a regulation of social media, but there's a part in that video clip I saw earlier where you're saying that Nigeria may cease to exist in 5 years if nothing is done. What exactly were you referring to?
Thank you very much. Like I said earlier, but let me go back. Actually, that morning I was already at the House of Assembly, getting ready for plenary, and I got a call that Mr. Speaker, House of Reps was coming to the constituency to survey the level of damage. And actually got a call from him. I took permission from my speaker to quickly rush to Surulere, go around, and then I saw, what I saw was heartbreaking, because the mothers, they were there, and they were there. I saw people who said the same 35 years of their life. I think the monsters couldn't take away, they destroyed.
Desmond, this is not an Hollywood movie. Stop crying.
What's going on? And
emotional blackmail. No.
You know, some had their daughters because there was no job. They had their daughters, standing in their stead, and they're like, what are we going to do? And we're just all feeling bad. And people saying, these people, it's not just hunger, it's anger. They were angry, and obviously as things were going on, they were saying it was, the things, some of these quote unquote, I call them our youth. Some of these people just get information fed off from the internet, from the social media space. And I said, as a result of that, it was that was what was people were talking about it whilst we were there. So I left there immediately. I would go back to plenary, and when I got to plenary, to tell you the truth, I had not taken over it. I actually had something prepared, which if you notice, I didn't read. The only thing I read was my victims. But I was overwhelmed. So I never meant that. So what I meant in 5 years was I watched as people were killed. Let's start from the 20th when it happened. on 20th of October, I was devastated. I stayed all night awake, speaking with Mr. Speaker, and going through our heads. I got DJ Switch's Instagram live. I saw it, but I started getting death threats. So I logged out because the threats were about, oh, you had sent army to go and kill us. And I'm like, oh my God, the thing is changing. It's not about that. So when I got to Tenerife one day, it was the whole emotions that went through. And I saw people killing people. I saw people running away with things. I saw people even on that day of the 20th screaming because I hooked up a bit. If we don't control that narrative, we will not have a country. That was what I meant.
Well, absolutely. That's why the video coming from you, who is also a young youth, because Desmond, the last time I checked, you're actually 44. That means you're still part of the youth. But, you know, we still have to talk about what you had said, and even your explanation right now concerning what you're saying, the right to protest. You're saying that the Nigerian youth should not protest, but wait until after 4 years before they make their opinions heard? Is that what you're saying, Desmond?
No,
let's clarify that quickly before we move along.
You have the right constitutionally, you have the right to protest. No, I never insinuated that. What I was saying was that I was encouraging, or rather, because I was very emotional, and I was quite upset. You know, I was saying all those who can influence this change, whilst we are doing this, we should also be sending another narrative, which is we can win this by way of our election. We can get a seat at the table. We can now have our budgets and they look at, we can influence the youth, because the mobsters didn't understand that it was a peaceful protest. If we now emphasize and put so much on vocational education and put so much in educating them, put so much in understanding who we are as a people, I think it will help. So that was what I meant. You know, that was what I meant, and I totally apologize if it came out the other way, the wrong way. And yes, as a youth, I totally stand for the rights of the youth. I totally stand for what the youth stands for.
Now I'm really excited that you came on this interview, because there's a lot of clarifications that you have made so far. But still talking about clarifications, there was something you said about, you know, the government at the center and the fact that the states don't have as much power as they're supposed to do. Are you calling for restructuring, Desmond, as we get ready to wrap up this conversation?
Thank you very much. Now, this is part of what the narrative I was talking about. I was hoping that whilst we were talking about...
Mr. Speaker, we need to address certain things. The Nigerian youth, the social media, the social influencers, all of these are making the narrative that we are seeing today, except we are joking with ourselves. Social media, yes, so good, has its negative impact. Let me first thank you for condemning the wanton killings and carnage that happened at Lekki. When I went through the comments, I could not believe it, Mr. Speaker. The curses, the abuses from children. And I ask myself, is this Nigeria? What is going on? Children cursing, people having the effrontery to enter an Oba's palace, hold the staff of office. Culture is gone. Mr. Speaker, in the next 5 years, there will be no Nigeria if we don't start now.
We thank you for commenting on our videos. Please keep commenting. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so for regular updates. Keep watching Juvenis and keep buying Juvenis.
Juvenis is published bi-monthly by Peanuts Communications Limited. For enquiries, event coverage or advert placement, call 0803 360 8271, 0805 787 1199, 0702 811 3638 or 0808 152 4499 or visit www.juvenis.punux.net. Juvenis Magazine, inspiring the young at heart.